Shalom, Shalom, Yisrael. First and foremost, I want to start by giving all praises, honors, and glories to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching 100% the 100% truth, while Barakathum and to the 144,000, as well as the rest of the elect. May peace and blessing be unto your households. All right, and it's your brother Gadal from the Great Millstone Dallas branch, and in this quick lesson, just gonna get into basically, the quote that Apostle Gabar, he used to always say. He don't say it as much now, but you're only as good as your last work, right? So you're only as good as whatever you've done for the Lord lately, whether it's helping a brother, reading, studying, making videos. Whatever you did, you're only as good as that. So if it's been weeks or months since you did any of those things, you're only as good as that. And the Lord is not going to take that too kindly. I'll just say that. And it made me think about, this scripture that we're going to get into, man. Just continue to looking forward to the next thing that you're going to do for the Lord. Whether it's videos, all right, I did this video, so what's next? All right, what video I'm going to do next? Okay, I done read this. Okay, what book I'm gonna read next? What book I'm gonna read today? Or whatever it may be, man. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna get it. It's Philippians. Wait, let me see what the NLT says. I like KJV better. This is Philippians chapter 3 and verse 12. It says, no, not 12, 13, I'm tripping. This is Philippians chapter 3, verse 13. It says, brethren, I count not myself to have apprehended. Right? In other words, he was saying that I count myself not to be saved. I'm not saved, right? But this one thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind and reaching forth unto those things which are before us. Because you don't want to be stuck on damn, like I remember when I did, like it's nothing wrong to reminisce on these things, but you shouldn't be thinking like, oh man, I done did this for the Lord yesterday, so I'm good for the week. You shouldn't be in that kind of mindset. You should be always looking for like, okay, so what's next? What else I'm gonna do for the Lord? Because you doing that is you fulfilling that scripture. You work out your salvation with fear and trembling, and that's something that you do on a daily, just like you're supposed to examine yourself daily. Yeah, that's something that you do on a daily. So you don't want to be, okay, you might have did an hour-long lesson. That's good. So what's gonna be next? Right, what's going to be the next lesson you're going to do? Not saying that, you could think of one right then in that moment. Nah, it's not going to happen like that. But you just keep you on the mindset of like, keep on, producing for Yahweh Shem Rashah. And not just being stuck on what you did that one time, because that what you did that one time, it's like, it's like, all right, that's cool. You did it. But what are you doing now? What are you doing now? You're only as good as your last work, as the Apostle Gabar used to say. I don't really hear him say it much now, but some time ago he said it a lot, and it stuck with me. It helped me to keep in mind to basically just keep on looking for the next thing to do for Yahweh Shem Shah, to the best of my ability, of course. Because we ain't all perfect, but let's be honest. It shouldn't be a day that goes by where you don't think about the Lord or what you can do for him, because if that is the case, that's mean your mind is elsewhere. Like something completely got your attention to the point to where you can't even think about the Lord, and he's the one that's waking you up. He's the one that's feeding you. He's the one that's allowing you to breathe right now. Like something got to be really distracting you, like on a high level, a very high level, for the Lord not to cross your mind at least once. Because you could watch lessons. You could just open your YouTube, man. You could just look and you'll see brothers be posting. So, it's like, what are you doing? And like I said, man, I'm not exempt from this. There's times where like, I don't be my best, man. You know, I'll be like, I wish I could have did this more. I could have did that more. Or I could have did that in general. And I didn't do it. You know, and honestly, it really sucks, man. You know? But, well, all we can do is just keep going and keep serving and keep doing the best best we can every day, man. You know, scriptures goes into, you know, for the evil is sufficient thereof for the day. So, you know, it's like, don't really worry about the next day, you know, too much, you know, because the Lord, you know, Lord is he seals your instructions for the next day. Matter of fact, I'm just going to get it. Instruction. Yep. All right, this is Job chapter 33, verse 15. It says, in a dream, in the vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon a man and slumberings upon the bed, then he openeth the ears of men and sealeth their instruction. Right? Instruction for what? The next day. So every day is pretty much predestined on what you're going to do. But, you know, all you can really do is just pray to Yahweh Shem Shah that he keeps allowing you to produce good works and not, you know, begin to like basically just veer off into the wrong direction. You know, because that's all we can really do, because they know, but we're the ones that don't know. That's why it's so important to pray. Pray that the Lord could continue to allow you to produce good works on a consistent basis. And I'm not just talking about videos. I mean, videos, that's a big part of it, but there's so much more. You know, another scripture I think of that Apostle Paul said, how it goes into that brotherly love, man. Charity, basically. You know, I have all faith, all knowledge, all wisdom, but if I have not charity, I have nothing. So simply just being a brother, that's not the only thing. Don't get me wrong. That's not the only thing you should be doing, but that's one of the biggest things. It's more important than knowing the breakdown. I mean, of course you should know the breakdown. So I'm not saying you shouldn't, but knowing the breakdown of Revelation, the first chapter, is not going to get you on a chariot. All right. But it's good to know to teach, you know, but the Lord's going to look at, okay, so how did you treat my man when you was down here? Because however you treat his men, that's how you would treat him. That's all I'm saying. So having that agape love, aka brotherly love, man, that's high up there, man. Right? That's better than someone that knows all the breakdown, but ain't got that brotherly love. He ain't nothing, bro. He ain't nobody. Just a powerful nigga, basically. Because now just puffs it up. So you hey, you know, but like, you know, not to steer too far off, you know, Salaki, man, just always focusing on what's to come next. Always be focused on, okay, you did this lesson. Okay, you read this book. So what's next? The best thing to do, obviously, well, I think is obvious. Hey, pray to Yahweh Shem Shah to give you something. Hell, he gave you what you did before. He'll give you something else again. You know, and just keep on doing that on a consistent basis to the best of your ability. Because you're only as good as your last work. The last thing you did for Yahweh Shem Shah, you're only as good as that. So anyways, you know, Lord willing, I was edified. So just something quick through the spirit, you know, allow you, you know, Lord willing, it exhorted you to, you know, stay focused and continue to produce for Yahweh Shem Shah on a consistent basis to the best of your ability. I want to end it off by saying, Kal Halal, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Until next time I say, Shalom, Yeshua.